verse 4 and 5. But the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die." Okay, so I already explained that he could have easily had to touch it, nothing would happen. So see, you're not dying. So I'm telling you, since you touched, you didn't die, you can eat of it as well. Nothing is going to happen to you, basically. Okay? I'm now adding to the devil's words, not to God's words here. I think we can add to the devil's words, but don't add to God's words. So, verse 5. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened. You like see. Okay? And you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Okay, here the devil is implying, again, the snake implying that God is holding something back. God is holding knowledge back from you. God doesn't want you to be like Him. God is bad. He wants you to be just a slave to you. He wants you to just sing songs to Him. He wants you to be just drooling in front of Him. Right? God is bad. But if you eat of it, you can become like Him. And then what? You don't need to be a slave to Him. You can be free. Right? We as humans, we love to be free. Freedom is not what you can find. You're either going to be a slave to God or a slave to yourself. You're not going to be free. Freedom does not exist. Get it out of your thick skulls. Right? Either a slave to sin or a slave to God. The choice is easy, I would say, but most of the time we choose to be a slave of ourselves, unlike even as Christians. But I remember one time I heard Christians in Russia telling me that, I said it shocked me. They said that, so the problem with Eve here is not the fact that she ate of the fruit. The problem was that she was a god, and she didn't believe it. That was the problem. Come again. This is really what's going on here. She wants to be a god, therefore she wants to eat of it. She is not one. So it's not a question of her that she is one, and therefore she is not believing God, that she was made a god and not eating it. This is what you find in the church, right? In Protestant churches, it's evil. That theology is basically exactly the same theology that the devil is pushing here to Eve. You can be gods. Okay? So it's not a question that she was a god and now disbelieving God that she is a god and therefore, right? No, the whole thing is the devil wanted to push her. Okay? You are holding something. God is holding something. You can be better. You can know. We have seen from chapter 2 how when God created Adam, He taught him. So God was not withholding knowledge from Adam. Right? He taught him how to work, to plant the garden, He gave him authority. God told him what is good. God told him it's bad for a man to be alone. So God gave him knowledge. God gave him all the knowledge he needed and morality and everything, so that there was no need. God wasn't withholding anything. In His time, He was teaching them. Again, as a parent, you can't have your toddler of 1 year old running, teaching him how to run if he can't walk yet. Right? You just don't do it. The child needs to grow up so that, and you understand that as he's growing up, as he can understand more, as he can do better, I can start doing certain things, more intense things with the child, teaching him more. Okay, and this is what God was doing there. So God was not withholding knowledge. The devil, the snake, was lying here, and Eve was falling for it. As Eve, God was withholding knowledge. And that is, again, often in the church, the problem in the church as well. Okay, right, in the church we have this thing of we withhold knowledge from people. Okay? Or when we give knowledge to people, we give wrong knowledge to people. Like I gave you the example of this church in Russia where they were practicing this theology.